I'm Umesh Nair from Redhill, speaking at DealStreetAsia's Private Equity Venture Capital Summit in Indonesia, and we are here to share some of the key trends in the communications industry. So the first trend that we see is as many firms raise record funds and set up offices in the region, there is increasing need for communication functions to help them position better. Telling a good story in a challenging environment is much better than finding your way through buying ads. The second trend that we see is there are many VCs and investment firms chasing great companies rather than the founders chasing great capital. What this means for them is they need to tell their story authentically and build their image in such a way that they are more attractive to the founders than the founders themselves. And that competition has led to a need for communications functions to step up and do better. The final trend that we see is that as these new breed companies start scaling up, they need to navigate a stakeholder landscape that's more complex and more challenging for them to actually do it alone. That's where the communication function can help them navigate that situation and do better and succeed well. So the bottom line is that communication has become a very critical function for the investors and founders, and you need to be consistent and authentic during the good times and the bad.
So I think that with top trends, Vietnam is a 100 million population and a very young population as well. So a lot of companies now take trends in terms of targeting the younger generation, such as we do, the future big consumers Gen Zs. It's a lot about how can you make Gen Zs take brands, etc. We see TikTok Shop is growing a lot in Vietnam. It's all around how can you create something that is actually targeting the younger audience. So for us, we mainly focus on social and seeing that a lot around authenticity. We see this young population, we see these legacy apps that were created a lot for millennials, a little bit older generation. And this young population in Vietnam now, they need something that speaks to them that they actually can use. So authenticity is a big trend that is up and coming, not only in Vietnam, but in the whole world. So it's basically to create something that speaks to Gen Zs, that they can express themselves in a more authentic way. And that is the biggest trend, I think, that we see in social, tech, and Gen Z.
So Indonesia right now, the government and a lot of private sector really focuses on developing our human capital. As a result, there is a lot of online classes platform that the government even subsidizes, for example. And it affects millions of people and young professionals so that they can develop the skill needed for work, because the government realized that the things that they study in college or in high school is not enough to actually equip them with the knowledge in the real professional world. So that's a trend that's going on right now, where online classes platform like Ruang Guru or Prakerja is very, very booming.
In terms of challenges, I think the challenges is still for a lot of startups who have even probably found a product market fit, but to find the product market monetization fit, right? Because there is a level of still friction on what people are willing to pay for, right? So that would be, I would say, a big challenge for 2023, and the ones that could really find that product market and monetization fit would be the ones that would survive in the long term after 2024 onwards. This will be the year for startups to really perfect this fit.
I think for us, it's just a matter of making sure that we're prepared for longer sales cycles, for potentially lower pricing in this sort of macroeconomic environment, hiring a little bit more carefully, being careful about how long of contracts we sign with any counterparties, and just making sure we have flexible levers available to manage our burn, kind of throughout the period. But I'd say, we're not facing some of the same headwinds that a lot of other companies are. And in fact, we're passionate about helping our clients reduce those headwinds themselves.